YouTube, what's going on with you guys? Look, man, I wanted to touch down with you guys, man, share with you this video. I've been seeing a lot of content on the internet, man, about just like, alpha, beta, red pill, blue pill. It's just going crazy everywhere. Anybody who's on YouTube, you probably have seen it. And you're probably trying to figure out, hey, which one are you, really? How can you get into the category you want to get in? How can you prove anything like that, man? And then through like further like research and stuff like that, I seen that there was just a whole like 5 more categories. So you're probably feeling like, man, look, I know I'm not a beta, but at the same time, there's a lot of things about alphas that I just don't really relate with. I can't say that that's me. But there's a lot of things about betas that I can't really say that's me. So you're trying to figure out, okay, where exactly do I fit in with this, right? Some of you guys might not care, but I'm still be watching this and you're somebody who's already in this. So here's a video about this that I came across, and I just want to react to it and talk about it with y'all. And it talks about the 5 personality types that males normally fit in, right? So you go through this and see which one you feel.
Male personality types are ranked. Hello guys, welcome back to Alpha Show, a channel that will completely change your life from negative to positive and make you the person you always wanted to be. After this video, you will have looked...
Now these things, when I look at stuff like this, man, I strictly use this for self-awareness purposes, right? Because now I'm not a person who necessarily, I don't follow stereotypes. I'm not saying that I believe in stereotypes. A lot of it is just for pure entertainment for the most part, right? At the same time, it creates a certain level of self-awareness because if someone took the time out to create these molds and say that, okay, people fit into these molds and these are the type of people that I found, and 9 times I can place a guy in one of these categories. It's intriguing to me, you know? So before I debunk it, let me look into it, dive into it, and see exactly how well this weighs out. I mean, I can't really do a study on it, whatever. People say that they are, or they aren't. But as you look at this, see which one that you feel like most resonates with you.
Learned about the major personality types and how they rank on the socio-sexual hierarchy. I'm sure this video will answer your questions if you're yet to figure out what personality...
Socio-sexual hierarchy. Now, these things are actually made because they said that there is a sexual hierarchy based on for the opposite sex, right? Or whatever, masculine, feminine, whatever you are, and basically saying that certain ones are highly sought after, or they attract the opposite sex better. You kind of think of it like being in the wild, like lions and things like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's the reason for a lot of people get into this for that reason, because they want to be one of the modes that attract more women.
Group you fall in. In the field of personality psychology for males, the different groups that exist are mirrored in the animal kingdom. For example, the alpha male, which occupies the top spot on the personality totem, is the most confident one in the pack. No wonder he gets any female he wants anytime. If you are struggling to talk to your crush, much less date them, chances are that you are not an alpha.
Probably not an alpha.
This video explores and ranks the alpha male and the other personalities that best describe male behavioral patterns. If you want to change your life in 30 days, take a look at our brand new updated course release called 30 Days to Alpha.
And this shit, come on, bro.
Right now. Everyone wants wearing the most expensive.
Of course, you gotta plug yourself in, You gotta plug yourself. I get it.
Types, and each one is different in its own unique way. There are the alpha, sigma, beta, delta, gamma, and omega. At this point, I need to explain that the rankings in this video are based on variables like opposite sex attraction and confidence. The fact that you're not naturally an alpha or sigma, for example, doesn't mean that you're less a man. In fact, not all ladies admire alpha males. Some like their men beta, delta, etc. So don't kick yourself too hard if you feel that your personality type sucks.
Now I'm happy that was actually touched on, because a lot of people feel like I actually did a video about alpha versus beta. And a lot of people feel like they have to be a certain type of guy for them to attract or get the girls that they like. I think sometimes we kind of go against our own selves by trying to attract people who we naturally don't connect with. But guys, no matter which one of these things that you may feel like you are, somebody's going to like you for who you are. Now, there is a dark side to these things, so I'm not telling you to be like a shitty fucking person. Like, if there's things about you that you feel like you should improve, then do so. But at the end of the day, somebody's going to like you for who you are. You know what I mean?
It doesn't. You're unique as you are, and you should be confident in facing the world like that. With that said, here is the male personality type rankings. 1. Alpha. The obvious inclusion in the most obvious position. No one is surprised that Alpha is number 1. He is the classic bad boy and a natural leader. Some of his other features include dominance, charisma, machismo, and slight aggression. Such guys are usually handsome and tall, and take pride in telling others what to do because it feeds their ego. Alphas are incredibly social and feel naturally attracted towards submissive.
I hear what they say. It say likes to tell people what to do because it feeds their ego. Like there's people who naturally want to boss you around, tell people what to do and things like that. Not because they're the best suited for it, because they're a good leader, because they're smarter, because anything like that. It just literally suits their ego. It makes them feel like they fucking matter. You know what I mean? Like that's a part of their existence to do so.
Women. Donald Trump is probably the best example of an alpha male that has appeared on your TV screen in the last 6 months. To alphas, social acceptance and social dominance are really important because they enjoy having a higher social status than others. I discussed this more in my alpha male versus sigma male video. Alpha males are extroverted and enough to be center of attention every time. It isn't hard to spot an alpha. You might be at a party and there is this dude that moves about telling the same joke, hoping to impress the girls and even the guys. Sometimes alphas tend to be desperate.
Now you see this, 9 times out of 10, that alpha is going to be an extrovert. There's somebody who wants to be center of attention. They like these things, and this is why I'm saying, like, you know, and I'm pointing out these things because these are things that aren't me. That is not me. It doesn't seek me. That's not how I am. I can perform in these certain areas, but it's not naturally who I am. It's not. I could care fucking less about some of that shit.
Habits can make them hated or repulsive to many. It could help them professionally. They tend to be successful individuals in their careers and don't run away from risks. Alphas are high-risk takers with everything from investment opportunities, career opportunities, to relationships with high-class female. However, for all their efforts, they could be rather shallow and give too much importance to external appearances. They care so much about other people's opinions about them. In summary, alphas often fare well financially and with women, even though it doesn't guarantee success in long-term relationships. They are sensitive to how people see them, especially women, and they thrive on conflict and challenges. That's why other personality male types tend to lose when they compete with the alphas.
That's the thing. I do not thrive off conflict. It actually feels like such a waste of time conflicting with people because it's just like I don't get any value from it, man. I try to stay away from things that just don't add any value to me in any way, you know? And conflict just doesn't do anything. There's a way to communicate or connect or find information with people without conflict. It's just kind of like annoying. It's just like this is annoying.
In anything. 2. Sigma. Sigma males are the rarest of men on the sociosexual hierarchy. I exhaustively talk about this group in my 10 Sigma male habits, the 0.01% male type video. On the hierarchy, Sigmas and Alphas are almost the same. Sigmas are as confident as Alphas, however they tend to be lone wolves who do not pursue social attention to feed their self-esteem. Sigmas are more like low-key Alphas or laid-back Alphas. They are capable of everything the Alphas are, but do not care about what the world around them thinks, so they forge their own path. Also, Sigmas tend to be introverted and do not play by the social rules of the hierarchy. Despite this, they manage to win the game. I've placed them in the second position because they would give the alpha males a run for their money. When an alpha and sigma compete, the tie will be so close. In fact, the alpha fears the sigma than any other male personality. While the sigma male possesses the capability of an alpha, he is not interested in seeking positions or becoming a leader. He just wants to stay in his own lane. So how does this relate to women and long-term relationships? Women generally find sigmas as attractive as alphas. Remember John Wick, played by Keanu Reeves? He is a perfect example of a sigma male. Sigmas have a quiet, mysterious nature and have an insane level of self-confidence. Their mystery is what girls find super attractive. They are also thoughtful and introspective, but this does not mean they are shy. They are naturally charismatic without trying too much, unlike the alphas, and they have a positive attitude about life. Another way to identify this rare type of man is their management skills. They are pretty excellent in management. Sigmas do not settle in life. They often avoid taking up traditional jobs and still manage to be successful by seeking their own source of income. If you are a compulsive freelancer, chances are you are a Sigma. They also try hard to attain their goals, but can be manipulative to get what they want. And given their uncanny ability to be manipulative, they might be the Loki of the male sociosexual
Cousin the Loki.
hierarchy. While
Sadly, throughout the ones, this is the one that I mostly relate with, right? Because it says you're not like 9 out of 10 is the introvert, right? The lone wolf. And it doesn't mean any introvert that's going to be confident in themselves. You understand? Like when people say that they're introverts, usually an introvert can come, like, you know, not to make this sound rude or anything like that, but an introvert can be somebody who's like completely socially, I mean, like cannot, probably never approached a girl, probably never done anything outside their comfort zone, probably never, you know what I mean? So it's like the extreme introvert is kind of like your normal introvert, you know? Versus somebody like me, I say that I'm introverted, but mostly it's just the fact that I just don't care, like, because like they said, a Sigma doesn't care about the social hierarchy, right? Doesn't care about the normal social structure, and you'll see the other ones kind of fit in, and they love the social structure because they see where they exist. As a Sigma, you understand that you just are who you are, you know? Like growing up, I was like, you're led to believe that confidence is this charismatic, outgoing, overly expressive, overly proud, boastful type of personality. But it's not the truth, because a lot of people are those things, but they're not really confident in themselves. You know what I mean? So like I've learned this throughout times where people would make me think, oh man, you gotta be more confident. When you say something like this, oh, I'm not a good cook. Oh man, don't say that. You gotta be more confident. And it's like, no, I'm confident in the fact that I know I can't cook. If I wanted to cook, I would teach myself how to cook. I can learn how to cook. Do I believe that I can become a great chef? Yeah, I don't think it's that hard. I just don't care enough to do that. It doesn't mean I'm not confident in myself. Like, you know, like when it comes to certain things, like I've always been like somebody who's trying to try things as far as starting your own business. Like I've started and not succeeded with so many freaking things that it's like to the point where it's like, oh, okay, you're learning. Let's figure this out. Learn. Like it's the things like that, like that. And the reason why I say this is like, I didn't know. Actually, somebody kind of touched with me. They was like, man, you're kind of you come off of like your mom like a Sigma more than anything. You know what I mean? And I didn't even know what that was at the time, so I had to look into it. And then I kind of went down a rabbit hole, found this, and it's dope. And a lot of people, I would say, I'm very introspective. You know what I mean? I'm usually the person who's optimistic in things. Now, I can be certain things, like I said, everybody has a dark side. I don't think that this is just who I am or anything like that. But if I was to fit in one of these modes, this would be it. You know? I do believe I have a rare personality type, to say the least.
Without caring about what the world thinks, they tend to be weird or cool loners. It is part of their charm.
Weird or cool loner. A cool loner.
Betas are one of the widest known personality types in the social hierarchy.
Now people act like betas is just like some loser. If you hear like a lot of mainstream, like, you know, media, it makes it sound like betas is just these loser guys that just should not even exist and just like a disgrace of men. But it's not true. Based on this interpretation of it, it's just not true. Actually, a beta is still ranked very high, and actually betas are loved.
Followers of alphas. This male group is known to play safe, stay risk-aversive, avoid confrontations, and worship women. Betas often lack the physical attractiveness, charm, and confidence of the alphas and sigmas. They are always loyal and great at obeying. And
that's the thing. Another reason why
this is important as maintaining.
Another reason why I more relate with sigmas is because I know I have a natural charm. You know, I know that a lot of the times I excel in life because of my charm. You know, that's just something that I just know about myself since I was young. I've always been naturally charming. I've always been able to excel from that as well. So,
their rank in the hierarchy. They are loyalists to the alphas and often have successful careers.
See, betas usually follow alphas.
Don't have the poison swagger that alphas have. Beta males are the normal guys who are likable, decent, and kind. They are often grounded, calm, and not aggressive. Unlike the alpha, they know how to control their egos and can positively take criticisms. While girls are naturally attracted to the bad boys, alphas, they often settle for betas in long-term relationships. This is because betas are seen as loyal and faithful. Every girl wants to build a happy family with such types of men. 4. Delta. It will surprise you that most men are Delta.
Most men are Delta.
Guys that work hard to run society. Delta males are not the most attractive, so they struggle with attracting women. If they manage to be in a relationship with a woman better than them, however, they tend to be insecure and leave the relationship. This is why many relationships involving Delta males fail. Meanwhile, women are often indifferent to them. Remember the fictional character Jason Bourne? He is a typical Delta male. Such men tend to be average-looking with nothing particularly striking mentally or physically. Their success rate with women isn't high and they do not really understand the female folks. Deltas are one step below betas but often consider themselves as beta males erroneously. A positive attribute they have is their primacy for hard work and competency. Deltas are widely thought to be physically and mentally weak with no focus on self-improvement. They believe in surviving and thriving by keeping close relationships with alphas or betas. 5.
Tough.
Gamma. Gamma males tend to be unattractive, bitter, but introspective. These men are obsessive lovers, stalkers, the psycho jealous ex-boyfriends, narcissists, con men, and social justice warriors. They do not like to follow the social hierarchy, so they fail to follow social rules. Gammas are generally intelligent, but they tend to overestimate their intellect. That is why they believe that they should have a higher rank than the alphas. They also believe that they are better than every other personality group before them. So
Now, Brad, this is like, it blew my mind because like, this is a common thing, guys. Like, I've known men like high school and just through our life who this guy who's just very proud. They think that they're the smartest person in every room. They believe they're the smartest person in every room. However, it's like they don't really do good with ladies because they don't really like they don't have like any style, they don't have any swag, they don't have any like type of like, you know, social confidence, like any charm, any nothing to get ladies to even acknowledge and talk to them. However, they still feel like they're the smartest person in the room. And they think based on their qualities, they're like qualities that no one ever really sees, that they should be ranked higher than everybody else. So these are people who hate the hierarchy because the hierarchy goes against them, right? Because they feel like it should be considered. Versus like the Sigma who doesn't care for the hierarchy because it sees it as pointless and it doesn't matter, and you guys can really be whatever you want to be if you just kind of just get out of your own way or whatever the case may be. I don't know for real, but like my interpretation of this gamma male, a person who's like, oh, everything, this is set up against me and it should really be in my favor. I should be number one, but why am I not number one? And it's tough.
Gammas are invisible and are often unsuccessful in attracting the opposite sex. Even though they are sensitive and romantic, women tend to hate gammas. This is why these guys spend a lot of time in the friend zone. Gammas either worship women or totally hate them. This might explain why some psychopaths are gammas. They are not social rejects, but sexual rejects.
That's
Harry
tough.
Potter is a good example of a gamma male. 6. Omega. Omega males are the stark opposite of alpha males. They are mostly the social outcasts that everyone tries to avoid. These type of men is scared of being lonely, so they tend to be incredibly clingy. If you happen to give them a space of your attention, they will latch on you. But they are often honest and aren't deceitful like gammas tend to be. A lot of people consider them as social losers and socially awkward men. Amigas are often social rejects who fail woefully in attracting women. This group of men is mostly geeks and nerds with no love life or social life happening for them.
These guys is the 40-year-old virgins.
Additionally, Amigas lack social skills or any striking physical attributes. If you have watched Office Space, the character Milton exemplifies this personality. Amigas can even have poor hygiene too, hence their physical unattractiveness. They are the type of guys with low motivation at work. By now, I'm sure you must have figured out where you belong. Remember, the idea is to be the better version of yourself, whether you are Amiga, Beta, Delta, Sigma, etc. It doesn't matter, as long as you are improving daily.
On
Catch you next
God.
time.
improve. So don't know what you guys think about that. I thought it was very interesting. Wanted to share that with you guys, man. It's okay, man. If you guys, there's gonna be people in all these categories who relate with these different categories, but I don't know. Y'all seen the video, man, but let me know in the comment section down below, man, which one you feel like you most relate with. And if you think that this is completely bogus, just say that as well. Or whatever the case may be, or if you learn anything from this video, man. If not, man, I'm sorry for you, man. Sorry to waste your time, but thank you guys for tuning in.